Grace, and welcome everyone. So this presentation is a part of IBI Coffee and Talk series on digital transformation. So here we talk about a small project or something we are working on in Innovation Valley Institute, and it is on every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. So please feel free to join every Thursday at 1:30. And just to introduce myself, so my name is Rehan Iftikhar, and I'm a research fellow at Innovation Well Institute. Today, I will be talking about how virtual reality fits into omnichannel retail and the process of designing a virtual reality channel within the omnichannel retail context. Uh, so, just to give you a overall like background in terms of what VR and AR is now doing in retail. So VR and AR changing the way in which retailers are engaging with the customers, and this is going to hopefully for the technology's sake and for the experience of the customer would explode in the coming years. And this slide is just showing some snippets from different types of publications. Some are academic, some news outlets which are showing how much virtual reality is and augmented reality is taking over in retail, and what are the prospects in terms of future. So, like if you look at the bottom snippet, it says virtual shopping is set to become the next major trend in retail, and that is something we are also like seeing that virtual reality is taking over, and it might become the main thing in the retail experience in the coming years. So so that brings us to one of the main applications of virtual reality, and that is a virtual store. So you, you might have come across a virtual store for many retailer now. So they are coming up quite a lot. So many different retailers have now made the virtual store. But just to give you kind of the definition, academic definition is the virtual reality store is computer simulated interactive 3D environment, basically where you can do the shopping, you can interact, and you can engage experience for customers. So there are two ways of using this kind of VR store from the customer perspective. One is you use it through your headset. So you have your VR headset on, and then you have it in an immersive environment where you go through different aisles and look at different products. And so that is a complete immersive experience, but you need a VR headset for that, or a VR cardboard. But you can also experience it on your mobile and desktop using the normal browsers. Here you would see the 3D content, and you can like move around using your mouse or the touch screen and engage in a non-immersive environment as well. So it provides opportunities in both the environments. So here I'm going to just discuss about how we work with the company in development of the VR store. So basically, I'll briefly go through two main aspects of our development of the VR store. So firstly, how the VR store would fit in the whole omnichannel architecture, and the second thing I'll talk about is how the design process of the store went and what were the steps we took in that regards. So basically, this is an example of an architecture of a retailer, and it shows different layers which in which the business takes place in the retail sector. So for example, in your business process layer, your marketing, customer service, and that side of things. Then in your business layer, your campaign management, the pricing, content management, and then most of these are built upon some kind of technology or information systems, so which are listed in the green boxes below. And all of these, they basically are to improve the customer experience. So that's the architecture vision, and these are the layers supporting it. But in this case, you would see like for VR, we have to be very careful when we're developing or introducing a VR store in the omnichannel context. Was the VR is a channel, So basically, in the omni-channel world, all the different channels have to be integrated in a way that customer experience a seamless flow when they move from one channel to another. And then it's also technology which has to link with other technologies and also into other layers of the business. So that was the first main task we did, is how we would fit the virtual store in terms of technology as also in terms of channel into the omni-channel retail business. So, and then the next step was the development or design of the store itself. So for that, we again like had intensive research process. First of all, we carried out different literature reviews in terms of the needs of customers and also in terms of the different design elements of VR stores. Then we looked into industry best practices. So that is one thing in our research at IVI is we try to combine aspects of academic knowledge also to the industrial your practice knowledge. So basically, we try to combine both these aspects and then create innovative artifacts based upon that. So yeah, so that brought us into the second step, which was to develop design requirement and features, so which we divide into four categories. And then based on those, we develop design principles, and those design principles then basically form the basis of how we're going to develop the VR store itself. So this is the whole process is it starts with the, for example, design, like the whole literature review, context and industry best practices review, then goes into design requirement. But because it's the methodology we work with is called design science, and that's an iterative methodology. So it always comes back. So you, for example, if there is some learning from the development of the VR store, we can always come back and make the changes in the steps we were done earlier, and then move again. So all of this is not just a stepwise approach, it's an iterative process. And that's what we use in our research a lot. So I just wanted to keep it brief, and also like wanted to share with you what were the key learnings we got out of this project, and also like what kind of collaboration opportunities we have within Minute, so we can work with other institutes on this kind of project. And so just to give you an example, for example, in this project, we were using a lot of principles from customer-centric design. And I think that there's a lot of opportunities on that aspect where at IBI, we can work together with Department of Design Innovation. And similarly, from this project, we learned about integration with other channels and seamless customer experience. And that I think again is an intersection of information system knowledge and the marketing knowledge. So again, that provides some collaboration opportunities within the marketing department in School of Business. Then, as I mentioned in the omnichannel architecture, that there's a lot of integration with other technologies, and that aspect it again comes back to the technical integration and how technologies talk to each other. And again, that's where I see the opportunity where we can work with computer science and engineering departments within Minus University, and we can work together to make these kind of projects better and help our research, help companies, and make this whole ecosystem and work together on this. And again, another thing was how we fitted everything to the value proposition of the retailer, and that again, like, provides us opportunity to work with the strategy oriented people in School of Business, and who look at the different strategic aspects. And one other aspect which I find really fascinating is VR provide many opportunities for us to develop things for disabled and elderly. And at Minute, we have this all institute where you look into assisting living and learning. And I think there lies opportunities in how we can work together to provide better life for disabled and elderly, different opportunities using VR and different applications of VR, such as even VR store. It can bring the shopping experience to to the elderly and those kind of things. So I think from this project and all the other projects we are doing at IVI, there's a lot of opportunity for us to work together with other departments, and we always want to work with other departments, and would welcome if anyone of you wants to work with us on that. And if you want to do, uh, you can contact any one of us on the digital retail cluster in IVI. So so all four of us are members of digital retail cluster, which is led by Professor Marcus Helfert, who is the director of Innovation Well Institute. Then Artham and Gultikin are also working as research fellows on this. So you can contact them, or you can contact me, Rehan. So yeah, we will really love to have your feedback on different aspects and see where we can go together and work on it. And if you want to engage with IVI more, so there is an event coming up actually just an hour after this talk. Please join us in, and you can register now as well. You can register up till the end of the webinar, and in which Gultikin, who's part of digital retail cluster at IVI, and Douglas from Perform, and we have two external guest speakers who are talking about how AI analytics can enhance customer experience. That's a very fascinating webinar, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then we are having a big digital retail summit. This is one of the biggest free registered, free to attend event on retail in Europe. So please feel free to attend, and you can register for that as well. So the deadline to do that is June 1st. So please hurry up and register and get your place. And also, if you want to engage with IVI, IVI has different social media channels, so you can engage with us through Twitter, LinkedIn, and also we have the monthly newsletter going out. You can as well. And if you have any query or regarding that, you can always email info@ivi.ie, and also you can keep an eye on IVI website as well. So that is it from my side, and now I'll open the floor to questions and comments from the audience. Thank you so much.
Rehan, thanks for the great presentation and the outline of our engagement opportunities. Really nice. Yeah, I was wondering. So, we were also looking into substantially into the analytics part of when we are, applying new channels. So, what would you say? Like, what are the, the differences and commonalities of current channels and the quality of analytics versus what we would uncover in VR context?
Thanks, Gultikin, and that's a very interesting and important question. And we are working a lot in terms of getting analytics from the VR and also combining it with other channels. So just to give you an example, we are very limited in terms of what we can get in terms of customer experience, how different customers engage with products through website. But VR provides us opportunity to get that information and personalize then different journeys for each customer. And then VR also provides this interactive environment, and which gives us, in terms of analytics, the opportunity to get that interactive information from the customer, which retailer then can use to modify their products, to modify the way they interact with customer, and even very small things like that, where within the store you put certain products. This kind of thing is very hard to grab with the traditional channels such as website, but with VR and now also coming onto AR, the opportunities are endless in what kind of information we can get to personalize the experience for for the customer, and also like on the retailer, and they can uh, increase their sales and revenue.
Mhm. Yes, great. Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be a new type of analytics dimension to complement all your profiling and intelligence about your customer. So I also find it really fascinating. For example, I just read some bits about uh, how actually new digital channels can in reverse facilitate insights useful for the physical channels, right? So if you think of the VR channel, and then you have much richer data with transaction data or behavior data, click streams, things like that, which you can actually use and complement with your physical store, brick and mortar data, and then even see small correlations, etc. So that's really fascinating.
Yes, exactly. Just to add to your point, like there's even opportunities in terms of designing a store and then creating a digital twin. So VR allows you to create digital twins, and then learning based on that by interacting with the subset of customer, and basically then designing your actual physical store based on your learnings of the digital twin. So yeah, there are a lot of opportunities in terms of how we can use these different technologies and channels now to facilitate more insights into behavioral and transactional data.
Mhm. Great, thanks.
Thanks, Yulti. Do we have any more questions, or any comments on how do you see virtual reality going forward, and in retail as well?
Or maybe I can ask a question. So, I was just wondering, Rehan, if you also looked into like any other industry where virtual reality has been implemented, and if retailer and other industries also share any common design features or any customer related features, which could be, be a better way of designing either the retailer industry or the other industries. Because these days I am seeing like most of the industries are adopting this virtual reality. For example, house weavings are arranged through this virtual space. So what do you think about that?
Yes, I think there is a lot for retailers to learn from how virtual reality has been implemented in other industries, and specifically one industry which we looked at, and that is, I think, at forefront of the virtual technologies is gaming industry. So there are a lot of different games coming up, and they have added a lot of different social elements into virtual reality games, and I think that's again like one of the learnings which we can take in terms of retail, is how retailers can use virtual reality to provide their customers with more opportunities to socially interact while shopping. Because at the moment, for especially with COVID, one of the main thing people missed about shopping was that they couldn't do shopping with their friends like they could go to the stores before. And like you can buy everything online, but then you don't get that feeling of being with your friend and social shopping. But with what we are learning from the VR gaming is there's a possibility of introducing this concept in which two friends living far from each other can get together in the virtual world, and shop in a store like they are going to a store. And I think that can add a lot of interactivity and a very enjoyable experience for people. So again, like, that's one example of what retailers can learn from other industries, and there are a lot of other examples also in terms of training, and like now other industries are using virtual reality for training and those aspects. So that's also something which retail can learn from. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunities around there and a lot to explore still.
Okay, thanks, Rehan. Looking forward to this virtual store.
Thank you, Priyanka.